This is going to be a bit different, I think, from the previous presentations. As if anybody was there last night for the dinner, you may have heard a call out from Hal about somebody who loves trees. Well, that was me. I'm going to start off with, I'm standing behind these things, but I'm not going to wander around like I normally do. I'm going to start off with a confession. I do love trees. Ever since a young lad, that was me at about 8 years old, I have had a real passion for nature, as I'm sure many in the room have. But I had a paper round when I was about 12, delivering newspapers and magazines to my neighbours in Blackburn in Lancashire. And I can't remember what I was paid, but not a lot of money. But I very soon realised that I could make more money from collecting the newspapers and magazines on my little wooden go-kart, going around every 2 weeks or so, piling them up, and people would tie them into piles with string, as shown there. And then once a fortnight, my mum, who had a little minivan, we would take them up to Blackburn paper recycling mill to turn it into cash. And the equivalent today, it was £12 a load back then. Forgive me if anybody's from another country and £12 doesn't mean much. But in today's money, that was about 125, 130 pounds in value. Now my paper round would have probably been a tenth of that. So from that very early age, I realised the value of waste. And little did I know, 10 years later, I'm just turned 60. Several years later, I'd still be in the world of paper. So, I'll come to two sides in a little bit, but let's deal with the elephant in the room. Deforestation. I was at a school back in December, and a child put his hand up and he said, "Tell me, you've told us some great stories about sustainability and the fact that paper comes from managed forests, but are forests shrinking?" And sadly, the answer is yes, they are. And the reason why they're shrinking has nothing to do with paper and paperboard and timber production. It's got everything to do with change of land use. And the two primary reasons are land being given over to rearing cattle for beef and the growth of soy. And there are many other reasons: urbanisation, forest fires, etc. But as I'm sure you're aware, so out of interest, in the room, who knows two sides? Show of hands, please. No, you do. No, you do. So some of you never heard of two sides. Well, two sides, I'll come on to a little bit more, but one of the messages that we deliver is that in Europe, forests are in fact growing. I'm glad Neil's now got his lunch. Are you going to share that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. Forests are actually growing by an area of over 1,500 football pitches every single day. Now, we know from the research that we do that consumers don't believe that. Over 85% of people, of public in Europe, think that forests are shrinking. And the reason why they think forests are shrinking is because we are all being bombarded with messages like, go paperless, save a tree. Go to digital billing, save a forest. That's coming from probably your bank, your building society, utility company, etc. Now that is out and out greenwashing, and one of the things that Two Sides does is we will write to these organisations and politely, initially, we will politely remind them that they can't make those statements because they're actually factually incorrect. I want you to remember that 1,500 football pitches every single day in Europe. The other fact that the public are not aware of is the amazing story in terms of the recovery, importantly, and recycling of fibre. In this case, paper and packaging fibre. Now for packaging, for cardboard
paper-based packaging, the figure today is around about 83% recovery and recycling. It is growing, and will probably be by 2030 be up to 90%. And I'm sure my colleague here from FEFCO will confirm that we're moving in the right direction. And you know, paperboard and paperboard packaging is the most widely recycled material on the planet. So it's a great story, and we have to get that through to the public, because the public don't realise it. They think that we're burning it or sticking it in the ground, I don't know, but they don't think it's being recovered. So, two sides. We are a global organisation. We were founded in 2008, and the areas in green that you can see on the screen are the areas that we're currently operating. So we have a campaign team in each country that help to translate and communicate at the local level. Our head office is based in Daventry in the UK. We're a tight team, and as I say, we're a not-for-profit. We are supported by over 600 companies globally, and they are organisations such as paper mills, board mills, trade associations, CPI as a member, for example, BPIF are members, printers, converters, some brand owners, creative agencies, ink companies, machinery, OEMs. So a very broad range of people within the paper and paper packaging sector, and we also do some work within the tissue sector. So a successful organisation, but we need more support, which I will come on to on my last slide. We do three main things at two sides. We tackle misinformation, greenwashing, which I mentioned earlier. We provide educational and inspiring tools in all sorts of different formats, you know, whether that be factographics or videos or visuals that can be used for social media. We're not anti-digital, by the way, far from it. You can't be. You know, let's be honest, we live in a digital age. But what we don't want to happen is for paper to be lost, such as newsprint, for example, to be lost forever. We look back and go, oh dear, what happened? And paper is essential. Paper packaging is essential. And then the third thing that we do is provide factual and engaging information. And if you've had a chance to visit our stand, you'll see that we've got lots of facts. But it's also unpacking those facts into formats that people can understand and get excited about and be able to communicate. Particularly salespeople and marketing people on the front line feel confident and inspired about the products that they are selling. So important, particularly at a time when the plastics industry is so well organised. Out of interest, is anybody in the room here working within the plastic sector? No, kind of doesn't surprise me. I was at an event in Rotterdam a few months ago, and there was a chap in the audience from a venture capitalist organisation, so an investor, and he had 2 weeks before had been at a plastic packaging convention, and he said that, oh my goodness me, they're all so down in the mouth and depressed, and you know, the shift of the market towards fibre and paper. He said, I come here and you lot from the paper and packaging industry, he said, you don't believe in yourselves. You don't realise what an incredible opportunity that you have. He said, come on guys, now's the time. This is the equivalent of moving from petrol, diesel-driven cars to electric and hydrogen-driven vehicles. Now is the time, but we have to see, we have to be organised, we have to collaborate and make it happen. Over the next 5 to 10 years, there's going to be a paradigm shift. That I am certain. Only time will tell, of course. Here are some examples of the facts and information booklets we produce. They're available in physical, printed format, but also in digital format. And if you're a member of Two Sides, these can be personalised with your logo, etc. We produce fact sheets, information articles, all sorts of things, all good stuff. You know, it's been well written, balanced. We try to make it unbiased and factual, and we check the facts with FEFCO, SAPI, CPI. We make sure that it's right. Really good. Anybody heard of Love Paper? Show of hands. Okay. Best kept secret in the paper and packaging world, I reckon. So if you pick up over the next few weeks, you pick up a newspaper. If you still get a newspaper, you might see these adverts. Last year we had over 2,000 free full-page or half-page adverts in The Guardian, Times, and many different publications, Built, various publications across the globe. And these are simple messages to try and communicate the positive story about paper. It's not a FSC or PFC certification mark. It's a call to action. It's a place where you can go to find out more about the great story of paper, paper-based packaging. Here are some examples. I forgot I had that slide. Here are some examples. There you go, Bill. Like I just said. But it's also supported by, all importantly, digital social media, whether that's on X or Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever. And that's happening right the way across the globe. So we reach a lot of people. So if you've got an interesting story to tell that promotes paper-based packaging, and that could be a peripheral story, tell us. We might share it, and you'll reach a lot of people. Love Paper as a communication tool doesn't just have to say love paper. I nearly lost myself. It could say paper packaging, it could say carton packaging or paper cup, whatever it is, it can be adapted. But when you go to the lovepaper.org website, it's multilingual, it'll automatically translate for you. What we would like to see, as we've seen the Love Paper story appearing in publications, we'd like to start seeing it on packaging. That is already starting to happen, but we'd like to see it on boxes, on cartons, on bags, on all sorts of consumer products. Increasingly we're getting interest from brand owners who want to be part of the Love Paper story. We think it's a great way of telling a fantastic story. So my last slide, if you're not a member of Two Sides, please come and talk to us. We're very open for a discussion. Our membership is based on turnover, but we're flexible. We do need support from the industry, we really do. I think all trade associations right now are finding it quite challenging. So your support is needed. It would be welcomed. Thank you for listening.